You think today has been yours, every choice your own. It mostly hasn't. Before lunch, your decisions got nudged, steered, and quietly rewritten. By a coffee shop, your phone, a store, and a checkout screen. Not by force, by 6 small tricks you were trained, your whole life, not to notice. Today you start noticing. Begin with the cup in your hand. First, drop the idea that this only works on gullible people. These tricks don't target stupidity. They target the mental shortcuts every brain runs to get through a day without collapsing. The smarter and busier you are, the harder you lean on those shortcuts, and the cleaner the hooks land. Quick proof it's already running. Think of the last thing you bought that you didn't plan to buy. You've got one. Now ask why. Was it almost gone? On sale from a higher price? Everyone raving about it? A free trial you never cancelled? Hold that. You're about to see the machinery behind it. And here's what should unsettle you. The sneakiest of the 6 isn't loud at all. You'll never feel it happen. It's so quiet it can decide something as serious as whether you're registered as an organ donor. We'll get to it last, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. So here are the 6 tricks working on you today. 6 stops on one ordinary day. Think of it as a route. We'll light up each one as we reach it. Here's the first. Start where your day started. The coffee shop and the little free thing by the register. The sample, the mint with the check. None of it is kindness. In 1971, psychologist Dennis Regan had a stranger hand some people a free Coke and others nothing, then asked everyone to buy raffle tickets. The people who got the free Coke bought about twice as many, even the ones who decided they didn't like him. A small, cheap gift, paid back many times over. That's the move. A small gift you didn't ask for, and then the favor. You don't repay what it cost, you repay the tug of owing.
Kind of owe them.
1 string on you, watch them add up. Back on the couch, your phone buzzes. Only 2 left. Sale ends tonight. A countdown ticking down. Suddenly you want it more,
Grab it now.
and it's the same item it was a second ago. In 1975, Stephen Worchel put identical cookies in 2 jars, 10 in one, 2 in the other, and asked people to rate them. Same cookies. But people rated the ones from the nearly empty jar as more desirable. And when a jar started full and then ran low, those last few were wanted even more. Most of all when people thought the rest had been snapped up by others. Scarcity doesn't change the thing, it changes you. Running out quietly reads as worth more, and your brain rewrites the price tag. That's 2 strings, and you haven't left the couch. Still scrolling, you start trusting the little numbers. 4,000 bought this. Bestseller. Most popular. The crowd
Everyone's
pointing.
doing it.
When you're unsure, you copy what everyone else seems to be doing. Usually that's a smart shortcut. It's also trivially easy to fake. In 2008, Robert Cialdini's team put 2 signs in hotel bathrooms. One asked guests to reuse their towels to save the environment. The other simply said most guests already do. The most guests do sign won, about 44% reused against 35% for the usual plea. Nothing changed, but being told everyone else is doing it. 3 strings. At the store, a number lands first and quietly rigs every number after it. $300, now $150. You never wanted to pay $300, but $150 suddenly feels like a steal.
That's basically
In 1974, Amos Tversky and Daniel Kahneman spun a wheel rigged to stop on 10 or 65, then asked people what % of countries in the UN are African. Everyone watched the wheel. It was obviously random. Didn't matter. The group that saw 10 typically guessed about 25%. The group that saw 65 typically guessed about 45. A meaningless number dragged the answer 20 points. That's anchoring. The first number you see becomes the gravity every other number falls toward, which is exactly why the original price is always shown crossed out. 4 strings, and now they're using math you can't switch off. This next one uses your own past against you. It starts with a yes so small you'd never refuse. Just enter your email, sign here, no commitment.
I already said yes once.
Free trial, cancel anytime. Once you've said the tiny yes, you quietly become a person who says yes to this. And the next ask gets bigger. In 1966, Freedman and Fraser asked homeowners to put a big, ugly drive carefully sign on their front lawn. Asked cold, almost nobody wanted it. Just 17% said yes. But another group was asked something tiny first, to put a small "Be a Safe Driver" sign in their window. Nearly everyone agreed. 2 weeks later came the big, ugly lawn sign. Before I tell you, guess. What fraction said yes now? Hold a number, 76%. From 17 to 76 on the same ugly sign, because they'd already given the small yes. If you guessed lower, so did almost everyone. 5 strings. Which brings us to the quiet one I promised, the one you never feel, because the choice is made before you even arrive. It's the box already checked, the option pre-selected, the yes keep me subscribed that's on by default. Whatever's already ticked is what most people leave ticked. In 2003, Eric Johnson and Daniel Goldstein tested it on a life or death choice, becoming an organ donor. Same question, same people. They only changed which answer was already filled in. When the form counted you as a donor unless you opted out, about 82% stayed in. When it left you out unless you opted in, only about 42% signed up. Twice as many, from nothing but the default. You can even see it between neighbors. In Germany, where you opt in, around 12% are registered as willing donors. Next door in Austria, where you're in unless you opt out, it's about 99%, counted as willing anyway. Same kind of people, opposite box waiting for them. And keep this one straight, that opt-out box is the rare default built to save lives, pulling for you, not for someone's bottom line. Aim that same mechanism the other way, and you get the auto-renew, the pre-checked add-on, the box you'd never have picked. That's the trick when it's working against you, not changing your mind, just choosing for you and betting you won't bother to change it. The box ticked for you, the 6th string, the one you never felt go on. That's all 6 strings, tied on in a single ordinary day, and you felt almost none of them. Let me step out of the research for a second. If you're sitting there feeling played, a little stupid even, don't. You're not stupid. You're running normal human shortcuts against people who get paid to study them, and noticing is most of the defense. Let me step back in. Here's what the research keeps finding. These tricks run on autopilot, yours and theirs, and autopilot breaks the moment you look straight at it. Marketing researchers Marian Freestad and Peter Wright called what you've spent the last few minutes building your persuasion knowledge. And their finding is the good news. The instant you recognize a tactic for what it is, its meaning changes. And it can stop working the way it's meant to. Naming it is how you start to disarm it. So here's how to catch them in real time. The next time you feel the pull to act, to buy, to sign, to say yes, pause 1 second and ask, which of the 6 is this? A free gift, almost gone. Everyone's doing it. A number set for me first. A small yes I already gave. A box someone ticked for me. Name the string and you can feel it go slack. The decision comes back to you, which is where it was supposed to be the whole time. This isn't trust no one or suspect every kindness. Most gifts really are just gifts. And some defaults, like that donor box, are built to help. The point isn't paranoia. The point is half a second of daylight between the pull and the choice. That gap is yours. It's the whole difference between being moved and being steered. So look back at today. The coffee, the countdown, the bestseller, the crossed-out price, the small yes, the pre-ticked box. One honest question before you go. Which of the 6 has been working on you the longest? And how much of what you call your taste was quietly chosen for you? If this changed how an ordinary day looks, subscribe. It genuinely helps. Next time, how these exact levers, stacked and aimed, can walk an ordinary person all the way into a cult.